All right, we'll get to all of that in a moment. We begin, though, with a bat with a long tongue and the efforts researchers went through to determine where it's living.
Be glad you're not looking at the
Some
video.
aggressive video. It's called the Mexican long-nosed bat, and biologists recently determined that they're visiting Arizona. The bats have been listed as endangered since 1988. Conservationists wanted to learn a little more about their migration habits. So normally, to determine if a bat species is around, a researcher would have to physically grab it and take a look. That can be traumatic for the animal. So in this case, scientists took a different approach.
So we were thinking, can we pick up these nectar bat DNA from their food sources? And we tested it out in the field, and yes, it turns out we can. They do apparently leave behind a lot of spit on these plants and hummingbird feeders that they feed from. And so we can then go later and swab those, either the agave plants in some cases or the hummingbird feeders, swab that after the fact during the day. We're not invasive, we're not bothering the bats, and then ship those samples off to the lab, and then we can tell, yes, these bats were here, or no, they weren't.
So conservationists relied on ordinary citizens to collect specimens, giving them kits to swab samples from bird feeders throughout migration season. Researchers say they'll be using this technique to test for other animals in the future.
So they went with the name long-nosed bat?
Yeah.
When clearly the feature is
Well,
tongue?
the tongue has to fit somewhere. I
it just
didn't
goes
quite
in
see.
the
Was the
nose.
nose long?
I was distracted by the tongue.
Yeah, it was freaky. It was freaky. I'm not. I don't mind bats. Some people are weirded out by bats. That particular one was
Not
a
your
lot.
favorite.
Also, like, this technique works because the bat is clearly slobbering all over everything.
Yes.
I wonder how it would work for other species.
Right,
Like,
if they-
are bears going to go and like roll out an 8-foot tongue?
No, but I
Slobber
feel
all
like
over
bears
everything.
drool, right?
I don't. You know what? I don't know.
Fair question.
I'm
We
not
don't know.
sure.